Trent Thornton would be a good number 3 to have in that mix.
I mean,
not good.
Yeah, good is overstated.
Good is what we have.
Maybe better than those guys. Hello, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Blue Jays. I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog.
And I'm your host, Adam Peddle, and today we're having our Sunday review on a really, really disgusting week that we just witnessed. We went 1-6. We're on a 6-game losing streak, and we've been outscored 61-23. So we've been really garbage, and we know that. We know we've been garbage. Nick, how do you feel about this whole week? In total, how can you sum it up in just one phrase?
Jesus, in one phrase.
One phrase.
It's there's too much to talk about.
we could unpack it, but just give me a little preview.
There's literally so much. My mind's going to Derek Fisher. My mind's going to our lineup being cold. But I feel like probably it's got to be our starting rotation blows.
Yeah. We only have one solid guy in the rotation, and you could guess it if you've even paid a slight attention to the Toronto Blue Jays, which is Hyun-Jin Ryu. Mm-hmm. He was great this week. He pitched 6 innings, both of his starts. Mm-hmm. His first start, he let in 1 run, 7 strikeouts. Second start, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts. He actually got the loss. I
was going to say it's really too bad that we couldn't give him the dub yesterday, and that speaks to a point that I wrote down here, and I just wrote, in this, I don't even know how you'd fix this. This is kind of just how she goes sometimes. But I wrote the team's not clicking right now. And I basically said it's we're getting, because we had games this week where we actually put up a lot of runs. Yeah. But in those games, it's our pitching sucked. Yeah. And then we, also the few games this week where our pitching was good, it was we weren't getting any offense. Yeah. So it's we're not operating right now on the same page. It's we're kind of just I feel like a fish out of water right now.
I think it's just it goes without saying. It's we're so hot and cold. We'll get right now we're so icy cold and consistent. The runs per game over the last week has been 3.2 for our offense. So the offense definitely, compared to our season average, which is, I believe, is 4.73.
Yeah, and 3.2 sucks. You're not going to win any games with 3.2.
No, 4.7, yes, but 3.2 this week has just been abysmal.
Yeah.
That's going back to, early Jays in the early part of the season.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were talking about, our problem being, week 1, week 2. Right, and then it seemed like we kind of dealt with that problem, and now we're back here again, and it's no one is really hitting properly, right? And even though, you did get, we got back Bichette very recently, we got back Teoscar. Yeah. Those guys aren't, really at their, they're taking a little while to, get back into their form.
Hernandez had a good game the other night. I forget which one it was.
He smacked a nice dinger or something like that. Oh yeah. He did have a nice home run and had a good game. Bichette has been pretty icy. Yeah. I looked back at his week, and he's hitting 178 on the week, and striking out more than he typically strikes out. Yeah. And I've noticed his at bats. I don't know how you've been feeling about them, but I just think he's being a little way too aggressive right now, just too trigger happy with the bat right now.
It's funny because we talked about this early in the week. Literally, we thought the exact same thing, and I still think his at bats can be way more controlled than trigger happy. And it's funny. I looked at his we looked at his chase and contact rate and his whiff percentage before the season began. Yeah, and he's still very similar. Where his chase rate is way above league average. His chase contact rate has actually dropped a little bit below league average, and his whiff rate is still below league average, which is a good thing. He's actually making contact with it.
Yeah.
But still, I do believe Bo Bichette, he falls behind way too early in counts, and he
it's just so often that I see at bats with Bo Bichette where it's it's I blink and we're 0-2 now. I blink and we're 0-2. And he has an incredible 2-strike approach. Yeah. But it's almost like he relies on his 2-strike approach so much that he's you know what, screw it. I'm going to swing for the fences on these first 2 strikes, and I know that my 2-strike approach will back me up, which is like, okay, but, you know, like we got to be honing it back a little bit on those first 2 strikes and, you know, control yourself just a little bit more there.
You know, he kind of reminds me of Javier Baez.
A little bit, a little bit, for sure.
Baez just swings. He's just going up there looking to get a hit, which isn't a wrong thing. It's like that's his approach. You know, obviously Biggio has a completely different approach to Bo Bichette. The only thing is, when you're slumping like this, what do? Do you stick with your approach that's been working so far in your short sample size career, or do you start making some adjustments? Yeah. And I would say I would start making some adjustments just to start seeing some more pitches, because they're throwing you curveballs in the dirt first pitch. Like,
well, and that's the thing, right? It's like, you know, and Javier Baez is an elite shortstop talent, but he's also, you know, a player who can get very icy for extended periods of time and then get very hot for extended periods of time, you know, and from like a fantasy baseball perspective, like, okay, like, you know, that's good. Like, you will get points eventually, but for an actual, like, yeah, I mean, he hasn't been great this year. But like from a team baseball perspective, you know, you need guys who are going to be consistent week in and week out. And, you know, we can't be having guys like key guys, you know, getting super duper icy in critical weeks like this. And,
I agree.
And this is a critical week because, you know, we're getting to the wire now.
Yeah.
Our last 10 is 2-8. And we have playoffs like just right around the corner.
This is the wrong time to get icy cold.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Like,
or yes.
It is the wrong time.
No, it's the right time. We have to do it now. Get it out of our system.
Let's lose. Let's not even have a contending chance.
I mean, like, if we get it all out of our system right now, and then it's like we just enter playoffs and it's like
super hot.
Yeah, it's like we've taken all the L's that we're gonna take. You know, it's like.
I'm just seeing here if I know the Yankees. Oh my God, Yankees are on a 10-game win streak right now, and so we finish off our series with Philly today. We got Walker going. And then we go and face the Yankees for 4 games, and they're blazing hot. They're 10-0, obviously, in their last 10.
Yeah, and we're gonna face Cole again.
Gonna face Cole.
I think we're facing Tanaka again. Yeah. It's like, and we're not gonna have Walker, and we're not gonna have Ryu.
So that leads into my next question, because our only pitchers that we have right now are Ryu, and then here's my question.
Yeah,
who's gonna pitch in the playoffs? So basically, who's going to be our 3 guys? So obviously, it's going to be
Ryu and Walker.
And then, he's got the best shot.
Yeah,
who's that
it's definitely going to be Walker. At the 3rd spot, man, like it's like I almost hope that we just win our first 2 games in the series and we don't have to get to that because like I feel.
But who would it be? Because right now, because this will also help us because like we have no one going into that New York series. Like I hate that we have to pitch Roark and Anderson.
Yeah,
we have to pitch them.
We have to pick them. We have to do it.
And so here are my couple people. There were talks of Robbie Ray potentially being that 3rd spot. There was talks of potentially Shoemaker if he comes back, but we haven't heard a single.
We can't put Shoemaker just like if this guy's been on the IL for like weeks. Like I don't want to. Even though, like, yes, maybe, like, I guess I'd potentially like Shoemaker better than Roark and Anderson. Yeah. It's just, like exactly. you see what happens with Bo Bichette. Like, he gets on the IL for a couple weeks and he gets out of his rhythm, and the same thing is going to happen. And Shoemaker's been on the IL for far, far longer.
So then how about this? So what I think might happen.
What, like a bullpen sort of thing?
A bullpen situation where we go Ryu, Walker, and then if Shoemaker's back, he could start that bullpen day, that opening, like as an opener, go maybe 2-3 innings, and then we start throwing in our best bullpen guys. We start throwing in Hatch, we start throwing in Merriweather, we start throwing in Baraki, we start making it a bullpen.
Well, and I mean, I like that, I guess.
It has to be like I'd honestly rather do that than just have Roark go.
Yeah, I guess I just literally trust Roark so little that
Anderson.
I can't trust him.
No.
What's going on with Trent Thornton? I haven't heard anything from Trent Thornton.
I was thinking about that the other day, and I think he's just done for the year because I haven't heard a guy.
I was like, where is this guy right now?
Trent Thornton would be a good number 3 to have in that mix.
I mean,
not good.
Good is overstated.
Good is what we have.
Maybe like better than those guys.
A better number 3, an okay number 3.
Okay, so if the options are between Tanner Rourke, Chase Anderson, Robbie Ray, or like bullpen, I guess bullpen.
I mean, Robbie Ray has one more start to prove it. Like, he was supposed to prove it. Is not supposed to prove it, but we would like him to prove it in the last start.
Yeah,
he only went like 4 1/3 or something, and walked a lot of guys.
Well, it's almost like when you pitch these guys, it turns into a bullpen day anyways.
Yeah, literally.
It's like I'd be okay with if we pitched these guys with the intention of taking them out.
Yeah.
After 3 innings.
True. It's true.
Like, Ray does get us a lot of Ks. Like, if you put Ray in there and you said, Ray, you have 3 innings, and then you get pulled, I think that'd be okay.
Yeah, you get 3 innings. Stripling, you get 3 innings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's like, and like, that'll just be that, because it's clear that these guys can't hold up for an extended period of time. And if he starts, if he starts doing bad things, if there's like a leadoff double or something like that, I don't care if it's the first hit of the game. You mound visit that man and you make sure that he understands, like, anything else happens here, like, you were pulled, like, the leash needs to be like this,
Yeah.
It literally needs to be like that. Like, if you're gonna pitch these guys in the postseason.
Want to hear a fun stat that I saw?
Sure.
I was trying to find like starting ERA on the internet. Couldn't find our starting ERA, but what I did found was how many times our pitchers have gone over 100 pitches this season. 0.
There hasn't been a single guy yet.
Not a single one. Cleveland has 20.
Wow.
We have 0 pitchers going over 100 innings.
Wow.
Not even Ryu. And I know Ryu can do it.
Yeah, Ryu can do it.
I know he can do it. He doesn't throw hard enough to wear down his arm. It's just Charlie Montoya. And that is a discussion we got to have in the offseason about what the hell the Blue Jays going to do with Charlie Montoya.
Yeah, well... Yeah, and that's going to be an off-season question. I know that we talked about it. Like, we went live and we spoke a little bit about Montoya. And, I was saying that I thought Trey Montoya is, like, not the problem, but also not the solution either. I don't think that he is specifically losing us games. I think that, the inconsistent and bad play from our players is losing us games. Yeah. Although I don't think that he is, actively winning us games either. I can't really imagine what a Charlie Montoya-led practice looks like, and I think that's a problem that I can't imagine what a Charlie Montoya practice looks like.
All right, guys, go have fun, go do your thing.
And that's literally what I picture. It's like I picture something like that, and I don't like that image. I want structure and discipline.
Yeah,
and
I want a coach.
And yeah,
I want a major league coach.
Seriously,
I want a major league manager. I want a manager, not just a guy who supervises the fucking playground.
And that is what it is. Like, it seems like he's just a babysitter pretty much.
Yeah, literally.
And, we don't like that for him. So we're definitely gonna break him down, like, after this season, I think, and talk about, like, even maybe, like, other potential managers that could be coming in. But, here's a question to you, because someone asked this on the live, and I'm not sure. If we do make postseason, which we still have, we started out this week at like a 98, 99% chance. We've now dropped down to 91%. So, and it's still 91%.
Still good.
But, like, you're opening the door a little bit.
For the Mariners.
It's like, you are opening the door a bit.
Yeah. So what's the question?
Well, if we do make postseason, would they fire him, or is that good enough? Like, is postseason good enough?
I just feel like they won't fire him, but I mean, if the community is like screaming, like sometimes like that seeps into front office. Like, shit, okay, well, let's look at what. If they have a good relationship with him, they're probably not going to. I would like him to be fired personally. Just let go. Let go is a kinder word. It's not like he did anything wrong. He's just dumb. He makes dumb decisions.
Well, and in the end, this is higher than what we predicted. We're doing better.
We're doing better than predicted.
Doing better than what we. Well, actually, okay. Now we're at 500. We're pretty much around where we predicted. Yeah.
This is where we'd wanted to be.
And
ideally.
You know what? Like Charlie Montoya, I don't like his decisions, but he has kind of brought us here. Like. So credit needs to be due where credit is due.
That's fair.
And I do want to break down, like, how much do we think that he has actually impacted this team's winnings and like their development.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I have a few notes on my phone that I like to break down after the season, just look at more in-depth stats. But anyways, that's for another day.
Yeah. Let's talk about some other stuff that just came up this week. Like, obviously, we lost 6 games and, like, we're absolute trash. But, like, we did get Teoscar back. That happened this week, right?
Teoscar came back.
Teoscar came back this week at the beginning. We did lose Dolis, and we didn't lose him, but he is now, like, he's hurt. Something's wrong with him. Yep. So, and that's too bad because, like, he was my favorite closing bullpen guy up until the Philly game, and like clearly, I guess he did something to himself like mid game, and
it was the throw. Vladdy went way to our.
Oh right,
way,
yes,
and then which caused the lead.
Stupid.
Yeah, Vladdy's been dealing with a learning curve at first base because he's so used to third base going after every ball. Like, you go after every ball. That's his instinct. He needs to realize on the right side of him, he can't be doing that. Like, you got to trust that this. You got to look behind you and see where is the second baseman be playing. You got to be checking that all the time, especially with these shifts where they're deep in the hole sometimes in that like exaggerated shift to the right side. Like, you got to be checking over your shoulder and knowing that, like, okay, if it gets to my right, don't even touch it.
Man, that play was just so horrible in general now that I'm thinking about it. Like, not only so Vladdy's at first, and it was Panic. Panic, like, was in the shift. And the ball gets, like, you know, kind of towards Panic sort of thing. Vladdy lunges for it, gets off of the bag.
He's, like, halfway to second base.
Yeah, he's, like, halfway to second base. Yeah, like, lunge is, like, it's like a... like fucking aeroplane over to second base, and like Panic gets it, and then you have Dolis. Yeah, he has to wait. Like, if Vladdy's still there, we can't say for sure, but the possibility of getting the runner out is there.
Yeah, like,
not only that though, because then you have Dolis who gets to the bag, hurts himself, and then Panic makes a dumb decision and throws a bad ball over to Dolis that he can't catch because now he's hurt, and then Harper scores.
And it's all because, and like, I hate to blame Vladdy, but it's all because Vladdy, there's a rhythm thing in baseball. It's a dance. Everything's a dance. And so when you have a hitter or Panic coming up with the ball, and then he has to double clutch, shuffle, and throw, it's like you're totally out of rhythm. It's like you gotta bam, bam, bam. It's like and then the same with, like, Dolis, he's there and he's trying to touch the bag and catch the ball.
Dolis didn't expect that he had to do that. Like, I think I remember watching, like he was looking over, like, and then it's like he went full throttle, and that's where you get hurt like that. You get hurt like that because you are out of rhythm, and then you make stupid mistakes, and Bryce Harper scores, and we lose that game by 1 run, and that was really disappointing. There's
a lot of things in the offseason that the Jays have to touch on. I'm sure we can make another whole video about what is it that they have to fix.
Well, like, before we kind of end this week in review, I'm curious to know, like, how do we bounce back? How do we bounce back after this week?
We need more solid pitching.
We need more solid pitching, but we also we do need some consistent hitting as well.
Yeah,
we're not hitting great.
And, like, the hitting, I'm not as worried about the hitting as I am about the pitching. Like, our hitting is still our best asset. It's still our best asset on this team. Our pitching is still our clear worst asset on the team. And speaking of hitting, I just want to shout out Lourdes Gurriel, Jay of the Week. Who hit a 384 average, 4 home runs, 6 RBIs, 8 runs scored, and he finally got promoted to the 3 spot. We'll see where he's hitting today because Hernandez was in 3 spot.
Yeah, he hit 4th yesterday.
Which is fine. It's better.
That's the thing. Is like, I prefer him in the 3 spot, but you know what? Like, 3, 4, 2, like, fine, that's fine, but just not 7 or 8 or wherever the hell he was before. Yeah.
So pitching needs to be better. Let's see some consistent hitting. Let's hope that Walker has a good outing today. And the magic number is 6, guys. And that's with also the Seattle Mariners. That's a total of 6 combined wins or losses by the Seattle Mariners or wins by the Toronto Blue Jays. We need 6, and then we have the postseason clinch.
Yeah, and I mean, we do, like... We can't get swept again, man. Like,
no,
we have to win this game. We have to win this.
This is like almost like a morale must win because then we're going in to face New York.
And that's the thing. It's like, and then we're gonna get Cole. We're gonna get Tanaka. We're gonna get an extremely hot New York Yankees lineup. Like, Okay, well, read it off.
So this is our week coming up. Let's just do the rest of the season. So we got Philly today, New York for 4 games, Baltimore to end the season.
Oh my god. This is actually
So I'm based on what the team is doing now.
That's the thing, is like I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, like to be honest, like my instinctual reaction was
I would, because like
so basically
4-4.
We have to win this game, because I was thinking like if we don't lose this game, but like we can't. Yeah. We have to win this game. We gotta win this game. So like let's say that we do win this game.
What about we grab one? We grab one.
Yeah, I don't think that we can grab any more than one.
They're way too hot.
Yeah,
I think we can grab
they're way too hot. So
one.
Like, we grab one off the Yankees, and then you're saying we have to grab
2 off Baltimore.
And then 4-4, and then we'd end the season at 30-30. Which is and I said this beforehand, 500 can go postseason.
Especially when there's such a gap between us and the Seattle.
Yeah, well, if we go 4-4, what does that mean for them? If they lose,
they need 2 losses.
That's it. They need to lose 2 games,
and that's so doable.
And then Seattle so like they could. Yeah, that really, that'd be putting the pressure on. Like they'd have to have an amazing week.
Yeah. Every single game in this last week is going to be crucial for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, if we go 4-4, then, like, we're probably in the clear. But it all starts today because I don't think we're taking 2 games away from the New York Yankees now. So we need Taijuan Walker to pitch well, and
that's it. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think the Blue Jays are doing well? I bet you're going to say that they're not. And what do you guys think needs to be changed on the team? Let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah, guys, check us out on Spotify, Breaker, Anchor, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts. And also, please make sure to check out our Instagram.
And thanks so much for watching, guys.
And go Jays, go.